Hi, my name is Sana Elias. I am part of debate group 2, and we chose gun control as our topic. Me and Christina Zabanik got put on the pros of gun control, and this is our presentation. So legally owned guns are frequently stolen and used by criminals. In a study done by the Institute of Medicine states that between 2005 and 2010, 1.4 million guns were stolen from homes in the U.S. during crimes committed on people's properties, including burglary and car thefts. Guns are easy to grab and are sold to people on the streets that aren't legally allowed to have firearms in their possession. So if guns were controlled, there would be less guns for people to steal and less criminals to come into possession with guns, which would also help diminish the rate of burglaries and car thefts. This slide was done by Christina, and her source was down here on the bottom. Gun control and justice is also an issue. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. This is a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. from the letter from Birmingham. Martin Luther King Jr.'s claim was to promote the urgent need for biblical soundness of nonviolent protests. Guns can make a protest turn deadly, as to where if there was gun control, people would not have access to purchase and use illegal firearms, which would make protests nonviolent. People would suffer from the actions of unlawful use of guns during protests, and it would threaten innocent lives. Illegally obtained guns put those who lawfully require guns, such as law enforcement, at a higher risk of injuries or even death. Roughly 50 law enforcement officers have been killed by gunfire. And people who are on the front line of serving and protecting the citizens of our country should not have to fear day-to-day death caused by those who have purchased and used guns illegally for injustice matters. This slide was also done by Christina, and her two sources are down here as well. A pro for gun control would be a decrease in gun violence. Over 75% of the incidents of mass shootings that have taken place have been with a gun that was purchased legally. So, over the last 2 decades, suicide rates have increased. Nearly 2/3 of firearm deaths are the result of suicide. Because firearms are the most lethal, the attempt of suicide with any other method would be the most likely to survive. So, using and restricting laws that are stricter would decrease suicide rates, because suicide from firearms is the most lethal. So anything else, any other method, a victim would be most probable to survive. On average, 100,000 Americans are wounded with guns each year. 10 are often with life-altering consequences. On average, fewer people die from gun violence in states with strong gun laws, and more people die in states with weak gun laws. And this slide was done by me, and here are my 3 resources that I used. Sources. Improper handling of firearms is also an issue. The NRA creates 8 main gun safety rules to enforce knowledge and safety to prevent improper usage of firearms. However, most gun owners are not familiar with the rules, allowing higher risk for gun-related injuries or death. This could be prevented by having stricter guidelines to gun control and those who are legally allowed to handle firearms. Rule number 7 on the NRA Rules of Gun Safety states to store guns so they were inaccessible to unauthorized persons. This prevents children from accessing and playing with firearms. Among children, the majority which is 89% of the unintentional shootings, deaths occur at home. So most of these deaths occur when children are playing with a loaded gun in their parents' absence. Many innocent lives have been taken quickly due to the improper placement of a violent and dangerous weapon. And here are her two resources. Christina did this slide as well. Deaths and injuries tolls continue to rise due to guns. In 2016, there were 20,360 deaths of people under the age of 19 in the United States. Firearms were the second most common cause of death, and this is according to the trace.org. The state laws allows individuals to carry concealed firearms without permit. Texas gun laws do not regulate the possession of firearms, so any person, no matter what age, can possess a firearm as long as they are not a felon. And that is according to gunstocarry.com and nrela.org. And here is a chart stating the deaths that are per year. In 2014, if you look right here, there's suicides by gun. There are 21,386. In 2015, there's 22,018. In 2016, there was 22,938. In 2017, there's 23,854. In 2018, there was 24,432. So if you keep looking, these numbers increase slowly. Injuries is relative as well. And what's also astonishing is the children that are ages 0 to 11 that have been killed or injured. In 2014, there was 603. In 2015, there's 695. 2016, there was 671. 2017, there was 733. In 2018, there was 670. In 2019, there was 692. Mass shootings is also on here. In 2014, it was 269. In 2015, it jumped to 335, 382 in 2016, 346 in 2017, and 337 in 2018, and then it jumped back up to 417 in 2019. And murder and suicides is also on here, but the numbers that are very stand out to me as well are the unintentional shootings that have also decreased. In 2014, it was 1,605. 2016 was 2,202. So it's a 2-year difference. In 2017 was 2,039, so it decreased. In 2018 was 1,662. In 2019, it increased back to 1,837. And this chart is according to gunviolencearchive.org, but it just gives an overview of everything that has been explained and how guns are truly dangerous if they end up not used correctly. So, in conclusion, according to texasgunlaws.org, there's not even a wait time to purchase a gun. In Texas, with an ID, it takes as little as 15 to 20 minutes to purchase a gun. That's quicker than I can go to the store sometimes. So, stricter laws such as requiring everyone to have a background check before purchasing a gun and other small steps can prevent a gun from ending up in the wrong hands. With gun control, we can help eliminate unnecessary gun-related injuries and deaths that occur often. we can take the necessary steps to prevent burglaries, car theft, injustice, gun violence, suicides, and improper handling of guns by requiring stricter gun laws that prevent guns to be placed in the wrong hands. We can do this by supporting gun control. And this conclusion slide was done by Christina and myself, and here are our two sources. This concludes our PowerPoint. Thank you for listening.